Hello, we are the Geeks and Degenerates, and this is our new episode on Moon Knight, the latest MCU show, starring Oscar Isaac. With me, as always, is John. How are you, my dear sir?
Mixed bag of emotions, but for reasons that I shall not disclose. But hello, I'm doing fine, thank you.
I'm doing fine as well, I guess. But yeah, to keep us entertained, we watched this, and since it's the latest MCU thing, aside from the big MCU thing, yeah, this is another entrance to like the weird side of Marvel, like the trippy side.
Yeah, where it's more mystical, magical gods. It's not space people
Yeah,
anymore. As of this moment.
yeah. I mean, I remember when the MCU was just like we have an Iron Man and a God of Thunder. Now it's like, what's happening?
Yeah, you know that scene where in Loki where the guy like, I had the power of the Infinity Stones. Oh, the Infinity Stones. He opens a drawer and they're like, he's like, to them they're just paperweight. That's
Yeah,
what Iron Man and Hulk feels like now, seeing these new like characters. It's like, oh no, it's a way bigger world
yeah.
universe.
And as I said before, this stars Oscar Isaac. And if you didn't like him before, or if you liked him before, you might like him more now. And if you didn't like him before, you might like him or love him in general.
Mm. This man is gonna be the next Snake,
Yeah.
solid Snake. So
Uh,
I'm like, this has cemented my belief in like, yep, he could pull it off.
yeah.
Like for a bit, I was like, man's very charismatic, he's a good actor. But I don't see Snake. Then I see this one's like, I see it.
Yeah. And for whatever reason you doubted his acting abilities, this definitely cements that. Like, God damn, he's good.
Yep.
But this
Holy.
also stars Ethan Hawke as the cult leader, I would say, of Amit.
Yeah. No, it's not Ahmed. It was he played whatchamacallit?
Harker Harrow.
Haro. Yeah, Haro. And he's supposed to be like this an ex avatar for uh
Khonshu.
Khonshu, but now he's trying to get uh Alligator Lady to be his.
To come back
And that's
to the
yeah.
real world. But yeah, we start off like we seriously don't like we're like what the fuck is going on with the show? Because
Oh
you
yeah.
meet Steven first, and he's having these episodes of him like blacking out. Like the first time you see him face down on the ground and his jaws dislocated. Like, what the fuck happened to you?
And it wasn't just that. It was like there were hints like he's keeping track of whether he went out or not.
Yeah,
But like we never saw those things work. Like him putting tape on the door, stand around, the
tying
lock
his
on the
leg
leg.
to a chain, not under a chain, but like something to keep him from going out.
Yeah, but you could see from here, um, like Steven is a very nerdy. What do you call it?
He's an
Uh,
archaeologist fan. He's a
Archaeologist.
fanatic.
He's a fanatic.
Yeah, yeah,
He works at a museum,
yeah,
just not the position that he would like, which is he is store clerk.
yeah,
But he wants to be he wants to give kids tours. He
yeah.
has so much vast knowledge of the Egyptian culture that to the point where he's kind of telling kids like, hey, did you know that they used to pluck out the organs from the nose and just and like he's pretty much giving them a history lesson, and his coworkers would like bash him for it. Like, hey, why are you doing this? You're supposed to be an inventory. I'm like he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, but then you get hints of this other personality because this one made it's like, hey, we're still up for steak here. And he's like, huh? Yeah.
Hey, right, right. And he was like, and even like his coworker, like, you pull, okay,
Yeah.
it's
Uh,
wet.
uh, and then like he keeps calling his mom to update her on his life. It's like, my date went well.
Yeah, and like you can tell, I was like he would update her and everything. I was like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
But we never get to hear the mom's voice. But we'll get
Yeah.
to that later.
Hmm. But yeah, the like what is it? A cupcake truck sequence where it's
Yeah.
all
So like, yeah, he at one point he wakes up, and he also has this friend that's a statue, like the man statue that would, if you pay him, he moves.
yeah,
Like that's his therapist. But anyway, like
He's
later on
like,
to the
I'm not
day,
paid enough to stand here and listen to this bullshit.
yeah, I feel like he cared, maybe.
Maybe.
But like he went out and sorry, he didn't go out. He fell asleep and woke up with a broken jaw. To be honest, uncomfortable scene where he was like trying to adjust it by
Yeah.
himself. I was like, oh, that hurts.
He also has this scarab. That's where we first see Ethan Hawke's character, who is judge, jury, and executioner for the Egyptian goddess, the crocodile lady. And at first, like, give me the scarab, and Steve's like, I'll give it to you, but another half of him is like, nope. And then he blacks it
Yeah.
again, and all of the children are dead. He's like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, I love that. Okay, this was the thing that I loved about the first episode. Second.
First.
I love this scene from the first episode is that you'll be in trouble when shit hits the fan. Like, oh shit, he's gonna die. He blacks out. Immediately he comes back, and there's already carnage everywhere. He was like, what the fuck happened? And then he would get into the car chase. He blacks out. The guy he was shoving cupcakes into has a hole in his head. And I was like, what? And then the next one, the cupcake truck is in reverse.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening? and like at first I was like, I want to see these. I want to see the fight scenes. But I was like, you know what? It's kind of cool that we don't know what happened.
Yeah. And then he wakes back up to his old place, and then he eventually finds Harrow in the museum, and he summons these jackals. And then
Yeah.
you finally see, like, because he sees Mark Spector for the first time, like, give me control of the body.
Right. Yeah, he starts seeing him everywhere. Mostly in reflections, and then
Yeah.
I love this scene so much. He's like, we're gonna die. He's like, no, we're not, unless you give me control. And he succumbs to it, and you see like him wrapping the toilet paper around him. Sorry, I'm kidding.
The mummy stuff.
But he's starting to like get into his like costume,
Yeah.
and the jackal just leaps in forward to the room. I was like, whoa. I was a little too. I hope he had time. Did you just see the sink come out? You see the jackal come out and get dragged in back into the room? I was like, oh fuck yeah. I will say, I would agree with the masses. The CGI was a little bit poopy.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
little
Jackal-
bit off.
The jackal's like, what the fuck is that supposed to be?
It wasn't just that. It was also his suit. where
Yeah.
His chest was separated from everything else like a figure. I was like, that's a little bit weird. But the story is so good that you don't care.
Yeah.
It's just their way of telling the story and moving the plot forward.
Your
But
eyes
you
get
don't-
adjusted.
Yeah, you adjust
okay.
it. Yeah, you adjust. Like, you don't mind the bad CGI anymore.
And then we meet Mark's wife, Layla, who is incredible in the show. And aside from Moon Knight, I fell in love with her. I'm like, I like you.
Yeah, oh my god, Layla. I fell in love with that character so much. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, strong and independent. Oh, damn, okay. And, like, when I heard, like, oh, they're actually getting a divorce, like, she tracks him down. Because he finds, like, a cell phone and keys to an armory.
Yeah.
Yes, from Mark. And, like, you see that they both have the same interests. They're both archaeologists-esque people. They love the Egyptian culture. They study about gods. I was like, wait, I thought you were married to Mark. Stop falling in love with Steven.
I mean,
Steven, yeah. Steven with a V.
who wouldn't?
I mean, yeah. He's an adorable kind of character.
Yeah. Though I do like it when Steven gets to throw a punch. He's like, sort of like a butterfly thing, like it'd be, my name's Steven with a V.
Steven with a V. Dude, they were telling him, put on the suit. Well, they meant like the mummy suit. Like, he puts on an actual suit with like a Deadpool mask on without any color on it. And I was like, I like this design.
Yeah. I do like how they use the varying designs of Moon Knight for this one, especially to represent Steven and Mark. Like, oh, okay.
Like, especially when by the end, like, they just switch from here to there, so you know who you're talking to.
Yeah. But they always wrestle control of this body, because Mark's like, once I'm done with my mission, Layla can be safe, and you can have it back. But Steve's like, no, you kill people though.
Yeah. And bit by bit, like, we're getting story from because like right, Ethan Hawke's character like gave him a tour around his like little compound
Yeah.
of like, oh, look at these tomatoes, they're great, right? See, this is what happens when you put meat in them. And like he starts to tell him like the dark side of Mark, where he's actually a mercenary and probably did a lot of shady shit, especially with Layla's dad.
Mm.
Not in that way, I mean like murder.
Yeah. But it's a race against the clock because, again, Arthur Harrow is bringing back the crocodile goddess Amet, I think her name is.
Ahmed?
Amet? And
I think it was
Khonshu is like, no, we can't let that happen, otherwise everybody's gonna be prejudged for the afterlife. That's not good.
Hmm.
And I do like the scenes in Egypt, and I do like the fact that they got an Egyptian director to helm the show, fittingly so, because it'd be weird if it's the white guy. I'm like, I think this is what Egypt is.
The entire time though, like the music slaps. I was like,
Right?
it's an Egyptian, but I was like, this shit slaps though.
Even especially like the end credits songs. Like, I should add some of these to Spotify, damn it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm kind of glad they didn't have DJ Khaled here. I don't know if he's Egyptian. I don't know what the nationality is.
I need to
But usually when it's like Middle Eastern related, they always put DJ Khaled as a cameo somewhere.
Yeah. I do like the shot where he wakes up in Egypt, and it's a beautiful shot. Like, damn, this country is beautiful.
Yeah, but you gotta love that little confrontation that Mark and Steven had when he was like, "I'm gonna be in your head. I'm not gonna fucking shut up." Or like you're not gonna stop hearing my voice. And you see Mark just kicking the mirror.
Shut up!
Yeah, and then we get to the scene where he's in the hotel room. All the mirrors there are cracked, and his hand's like bloody. I was like, "This is so cool."
Right? And I do like the sequence of like Mark interrogating someone, and then the next time he wakes up in the taxi, the guy's like, You said airport."
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. This is the weirdest thing. I was like, why the like he was interrogating some guys
Yeah.
who were part of Ethan Hawke's gang, and Mark blacks out. Usually it's Steven, but it's Mark this time. I was like, whoa. Okay, they're in the taxi. I guess Stephen ran. And then he blacks out again, and then there's blood in his hands, and well, the people are like almost dead. And then I was like, what the fuck's controlling him? Because Stephen can't do this.
Right.
Yeah. So like the entire show had me was like, you're not gonna answer the question I've had since episode 2. What the fuck's happening?
Hints of a third personality, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
And then they discover where Arthur Harrow is, and I do like the pyramid scene when Steven's like so excited, like what I've been working towards my whole life, to see a pyramid up close, and at the same time, like, you know what, Steven, me too. I used to be a history buff, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. Like, for sure, like, I would have the same reaction if I ever went to, like, what was that museum with the biggest collection of dinosaur bones?
Smithsonian?
Yeah, I'll be like that type of nerdy. When I see everything, I was like, oh fuck yeah! Wait, right, we're here for trial. Trial, yes.
Shit. I
Yeah.
felt bad for Steven because he can tell us what happens, and then Steven face plants in the pyramid grounds, like, poor guy.
Yeah, no, because we get the scene where Stephen and Layla, remember, Layla is Mark's girl, but Stephen is falling in love with Layla.
Yeah.
So, bit by bit, you see Layla kind of falling for Stephen because Stephen has all the traits that like she likes. You know, she likes Egyptian shit, you know. And bit by bit, like you can see Mark being funny. So I was like, I get it. They kiss, and then before going like ziplining down, you see Stephen's hand just like decks him in the face. And he's like, oh god.
Oh, before the pyramid sequence, we get the sequence where this rich guy, French guy, has the tomb that they're looking for, and he's doing, I don't think he's doing polo.
No, I was gonna say the same thing. The most deadliest polo game ever.
Yeah.
No, but it was some sort of was this fighting style?
Jousting, I think.
But no, it's some kind of like very weird fighting style that you do on horseback. It's mostly just spearing down and stuff.
But
That's
yeah,
pretty much it.
this guy can handle his own until he gets confronted by Mark and he's fucked. And Layla kicks ass too, but I had to point this out because that actor did a really good job portraying the character. I forget the character's name, but he did good. And unfortunately, he passed away this year from a skiing accident.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Condolences to the dude, the Spanish guy.
Yeah. The French.
Sorry,
French guy.
the French. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, rest in peace. I had to point it out because it seems appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're in the tomb, and again, the CGI for the creature's not the best. It's like, yeah, it's still not working.
Yeah, and no, we do get that really cool moment. Mark like controls the sky with Ponchu.
Oh yeah, because like we don't know what the coordinates were 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, at least you know what? I love it that they put a little bit of science in there. They're like, yeah, stars expand. Sadly, everything's not gonna be in the same place.
Yeah, and Khonshu is condemned because the gods before they had a meeting because he's like, Arthur's trying to bring back Amit. They're like, can you prove it? And Arthur's like, I'm just innocent, man. I don't know what his problem is. And they were like, if you do anything that changes the human world again, we're gonna entomb you in stone.
In stone. And yeah, that was the biggest point where they had to find the location, but Khonshu had to move the stars.
Yeah.
By doing that, everybody saw what he was doing.
Yeah.
So from there, you start seeing Khonshu like disintegrating bit by bit, and Mark doesn't have his powers in. Mark and Steven doesn't have.
Which
their
is
powers.
the healing hour of Khonshu, which is important. That's why Moon Knight keeps doing what he does without making harm that much. And so when he got 4 javelins on him, I'm like, how are you not dead? Alright, healing armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, him and they are separated because of the creature, and then Arthur Harris like Mark and Steve are not everything you built them up to be because Mark has something to do with your dad's death, and she gets suspicious. He plants the idea in her head. Meanwhile, Steven's freaking out because the internet history buff in me freaked out too.
To be honest, same here. I was like,
like
Alexander the Great?
Macedonian. I'm like, no.
we all once he said Macedonian, we both of us were like,
yeah. Because me too. I'm like,
even though it's not real, of course, it's not the real tomb. But like knowing the fact that like they found his grave site in Egypt, I was like, that's kind of cool.
Of course, it's not real. Otherwise, the Egyptians would be like, Disney, the file's lost tomb. Alexander the Great.
Of Alexander the Great.
We finally found it, and you break his jaw, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like,
yes,
you should break it. He's like, I'm so sorry, because you can tell like the inner history buff in him is like, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, dude, all of us are like, we do not want to tamper with this. We do not want to break it, or like, you know, like. But once he ripped that like mouth, the bandages out, I was like, and then he sticks his hand in there. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, but that's when Layla confronts him, and Mark says like, we were supposed to just hold him hostage, but our leader said, no, kill them all. We don't need any
witnesses. His boss got greedy and pretty much started taking out everybody. Yeah. But Mark was one of the only ones who kind of like tried to defend them. Of course, failed, but at the same time he was injured, right at the doorsteps of Khonshu.
Yeah. And that's when Arthur Harris shows up and tells Layla to leave or go somewhere safe, and then he tries to take care of business, but is shot twice by Arthur. And I'm like, so how is this going to end?
Exactly. And then he falls into the pool and then has his whole Kingdom Hearts opening. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then it shoots us into a whole fucking Shutter Island bullshit. I was like, what?
Yeah, and also it gives us, like, if you thought the second to last episode of WandaVision was like heartbreaking, this one's like, god damn. Stop.
Yeah, but we'll get there.
And you see for the first time, him and Steven are separated with their own personality.
Oh, yeah. Yo, this is like... This is straight up like the Parent Trap moment here. I was like, "There's two of you." It's like, how does Oscar Isaac have such great chemistry with British Oscar Isaac? Like, I will say the dynamic that Mark and Steven had. Props to Oscar Isaac for this.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit! How does he make such a dweeby kind of dorky character, then switch to this mercenary special ops kind of guy?
Right?
I was like, how do you do that and make it
Believable.
fun and believable? I was like, what the fuck are
Like,
you doing? How are you doing it?
And James McAvoy are on a whole nother level. Like, how do you do this?
Yeah, exactly. Like them switching. Of course, there's cuts. There's time for him to like readjust himself and just be another character. But he's playing two characters. That's hard.
Yeah.
James McAvoy had to play 7, but 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, including the Beast. So props to both of them. But yeah, they're trying to escape, and then they open the door, and there's this hippo goddess. Like, what the fuck is that?
It was the nicest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I don't.
And then Steve's like, ah!
Well, but again, you hear the acting chops of Oscar Isaac. You hear Mark scream, which is more like manly. Oh my god! Well, Steven is the high pitched screaming nerdy type. I was like,
he tries to wave too, like trying to be polite.
Yeah. And I want to say as well, like, did you find it weird when they first met Khonshu? So when Stephen first met Khonshu, the screen froze with him screaming like, and then the next scene is cut to him running out of the building. Did you get that, or was that just my end?
I think it was your end.
Maybe. But it just froze on his face, like.
Some comment because it's been a while since I've seen that episode. But yeah,
I just watched it yesterday, so.
Then you must be right then. But yeah, they're on the boat to be judged, and they have to. Well, at least Mark has to relive his past, and
yeah,
it is a heavy one because you first learn that he did have a brother, not Steven, but they would go into this cave to explore, and fortunately it flooded that time, and his brother died, and his mom puts all the blame on him.
Yeah, like this was hard to watch, child trauma, and I love Mark here because he was trying to protect Steve the entire time. Like, you don't need to see this, you don't need to see that, and I could tell, I could understand why. Like, the end goal is to have resolve, right? They have to have balance because, again, they don't really have time on their side. They're getting near to, what do you call it?
The
field of
reeds. Yeah.
And if this thing doesn't balance out, it's either they waste away in the sand below, or they're at the Egyptian head. So, like God, this
he
is
also
just so
learned
heavy.
that his mom refused to celebrate with him, and one birthday she's like, "You're always jealous of him."
Dude, this I didn't watch. As I said, I only watched Moon Knight recently, and finished it yesterday, and people were making memes of him being alone on his birthday. I was like, no, that's so mean. I was like, why are you making a meme out of this? That is not nice. The dad was trying to be supportive as fuck, like trying to be there the entire time, but you see the mom drinking.
But the mom's abuse doesn't end in gaslighting too. It also is also physical abuse because Mark creates Stephen Grant as like, I need to tidy up, escape from this reality. So, to Stephen's eyes, my mom's the kindest thing, but I know that she's being abusive, and like, you don't see it, but you hear it. Like, fuck.
Yeah, and the way that Mark pulls Stephen out looked like an older brother taking his little brother out of like a very, parental kind of dispute. It's like something your little brother should not see. You have experienced it, but you don't want him to experience.
Yeah,
and I was like, fuck.
the scenes of Steven discovering that his mom is dead all along, and Mark uh, being like, "I won't give you the satisfaction of me being your funeral," and then him breaking down like, "Fuck, my heart's breaking. My heart's just really good, but fucking shit."
Yeah. And after him breaking down, he gets back up and he's like, and he's Steven. I was like, huh? How did I get here? And then he calls his mom.
But you see his phone this time, like the home screen.
Oh, you see the home screen, you see the menu, and like,
Yeah.
you tell that there's nobody there. And I was like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Moon Knight.
And then by the end of episode 5, they're both sailing away and they're ambushed by the dead. And then Steven falls over. I'm like, fuck! I swear, this better not end that way.
I love those. But like you see, Steven was the one who was driving Mark to face his fears.
Yeah.
Like they keep going in and out of therapy sessions with Ethan Hawke. And like it's always Steven who's like, we have to go forward or else we'll fail the mission. And again, it's Steven who drives the thing forward. He saves Mark and then falls off. And I was like, no, it should not end like this.
I do like the realization, like, wait, if you're kicking ass, then I should be kicking ass like you too. And he does kick ass, I'm like, alright.
Yeah.
Then we switch back to Layla, and she's desperately like, I need to bring Mark back. At the same time, I need to stop Harrow. How do I do that? And then she
tries to solo. She tries to solo Harrow one time, but like, fuck, what was the name of the hippo?
Twate?
Tuate?
Yeah.
Taware.
Taware.
Taware. And like, they're like, don't do it. This is Mark telling you this. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah, she's controlling
You're
the
gonna
dead
lose.
soldiers. Like, alright.
I was like, this is a little bit like distasteful, but okay.
Sure. Like, they just died, man. But yeah, it's from her that we get her sweet as costume. This,
Oh yeah.
forgot
And I
what
love-
the official, the Scarlet Scarab. There we go.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
That's sick. She's not red in any way, but okay. But hey, look at that, another bug themed character.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you get to the part where I love the chemistry between her and the hippo.
Yeah.
Where she's like, "Oh, I have an amazing outfit for you," and then the rubble falls on them. I was like, I don't think now's the time, but okay.
Sure.
But it made me laugh, so
Yeah.
I like that.
At the same time, Mark goes back to the sands because he needs Stephen. And they need to
Yeah.
stop Ahmed because she is back and Khonshu has to fend her off himself.
Did I had this whole Masters of the Universe feel. Like, I'm in heaven. I need to go back. And of course, Heaven Guide is like, if you go back, you can't come back here. And I'm like, I don't care. I need Steven. And I'm like, he goes back. I was like, this is very Masters of the Universe.
I like that, like, you are the only superpower I've ever had. It's like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And then he comes back from the dead, and he can tell he can switch from Mark to Steven instantly. And
Yeah.
they have to.
And I love the, like, yeah, we had that fight scene with Khonshu and, fuck, I had the name. Amit. Yeah. Khonshu had to run because he was getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And, like, when he got to, was this? He met up with Mark again. He's like, you missed me, didn't you? I was like, okay. The dialogue between you guys is really cool. And the voice actor for Khonshu, amazing. F. Murray Abraham.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing voice. I think he was also in... Wait, let me check it. He's gonna be in Kenobi.
Oh, damn. No way.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Nope. Sorry, that was just a poster. But he was in Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh.
Yeah. White Lotus, Magic Flute.
And it's
Uh,
it is a sweet battle between Moon Knight, Arthur Harrow, and Khonshu and Ahmed. And eventually, Layla comes to the aid because uh, Arthur's about to kill Moon Knight, and then Layla just swoops in and takes the hit for him.
and we get like one of the coolest fight scenes in MCU TV shows. I would say.
Steven with the Arnis takes like that's sweet.
Yeah. And like Steven suddenly learning how to fight really well with Arnie sticks.
Yeah.
And I love that transition where he tosses the Arnie stick at Arrow.
Yeah.
And he deflects it, and as it bounces back, Mark catches it. I was like, oh, okay. That's really
That
good.
shot above the card too, like fuck.
Yeah. And was this you also see I would say Scarlet Scarab is kind of like a mix of I think it's just Falcon with knives. I know that's very insulting to say. But she does have the same kind of like powers. Just magical instead of like technological and zero shield.
Yeah. But
Still a good character though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like that character.
And then Mark starts. Wait, before that, she does save an Egyptian family, and the girl's like, "Are you an Egyptian hero?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, all right. But yeah, Mark
that's
starts,
nice. A little bit on the nose, but like it's alright.
Yeah, and then Mark starts losing again, and then he blacks out, and he's like, "Yes, Arthur, like by the axe head." I'm like, "What happened?"
Same here. It happened again. Probably 4 episodes later, we see that, like, oh shit, Mark can't handle this. What are they gonna do? And he blacks out, and you're like, the street's on fire? How do you make the street catch on fire? Like, everything's carnage. You see Layla, she's like, the fuck was that? I was like, I blacked out.
Steven, was that you? Definitely not me.
Yeah. So, like, I wonder what his, like, Moon Knight armor is.
Ooh. I'm trying to think too, like, what other designs are there?
I'm gonna look up, like, what's his name again?
Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley.
Yeah, and for me, maybe it's kind of a cop out because like that's not really a satisfying ending to a fight, but maybe I'll take it for now.
Oh yeah, I'll take it for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go straight to what was it? Ahmed.
Yeah,
and
Trapper.
Yeah, they just do a spell. I feel like I agree. The ending to this, as cool as the fight scene was very rushed.
Yeah,
Like no moral dispute, no like conflicting dialogues, nothing like that. It was just straight up fight and 2 big things fighting like in some Power Rangers background.
yeah.
And that was it. They summon they seal Ahmed into Arrow. I keep forgetting his name. But the end of the deal was he has to kill her. Him. And he doesn't.
Yeah, it's like if
So-
you want to do it, you do it yourself.
Yeah, and then it cuts to Arrow being in the Mental Institute that Mark was in his head. And he was about to like, alright, it's bath time or bedtime, I forgot what it is. But somebody takes him away, and I was like, oh, it's Mark. I know it's Mark. Who's that?
Yeah, that's the
And I was like, what's happening?
and that's the other personality, Jake Lockley, and he that's the mafia thing of just ending him with a silencer.
Yeah, and like you see Colin Shu at the backseat of this Rolls Royce limo, and I was like, this is really cool. Very gangster. Like, how did you fit your beak in there?
Right.
And you gotta thank Steven for that suit design.
Yeah.
For sure, you copied him.
Also, Steve and Mark wake up the same way this show starts. Like, how were you really live in a scrappy place, Steven? And he just falls on his face because he forgot he's died.
Yeah, and I guess Layla stays in Cairo.
I guess. I mean, we don't see what happens, so I
Yeah,
guess I'll wait for season 2.
the ending was very like bit thin. Sorry, it's like very lackluster.
Yeah, it could have been
And
better. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, we reached the end of Moon Knight. What would you rate this?
dude, this shit was fun. This shit was so fun to watch. Like the entire time, I was hooked. And there were episodes where Moon Knight wasn't even in it. Sorry, he is in it, but like him in the suit and fighting crime wasn't in it.
Yeah.
And to have a show capture me without having the main selling point of the show be there for majority of the time says a lot about the show. I love the characters. I love the dynamic that Oscar Isaac alone creates between himself.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck does he do that?
Right?
The other characters, they didn't seem like a bore. I will say Ethan Hawke, Harrow, weak character.
Yeah, we've seen the villains of like, I must summon blah blah blah, and I am there.
For the
Right
greater
hand.
good.
Yeah.
For the greater good of this. And
Yeah.
it sounds like Justice League, but like
Yeah, we've seen it before. Most
yeah.
things.
So yeah. I'll say the ending's lackluster. Villain kind of weak, especially the crocodile lady Abed, kind of weak.
Yeah.
The motivation for it, I say it's also kind of dumb. For the bad guy's motivation, I mean, the bad guy's motivation.
Amit or Harrow.
Both. They both had the same motivation.
Yeah, the same of like, we can prejudge who's guilty and not. Like, I've seen that before.
But I had so much fun with this show. And the emotional shit they made me go through. Legit, I felt a little bit of anxiety kicking in when I saw the mom scene. And I was like, him alone on his birthday, I was like, fuck.
The belt scene got me. I'm like, fuck.
The belt scene really got me too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. But him pulling Steven out of the room and it's like, you're not supposed to see that. Hit really hard for me. I was like, oh, he's like a brother taking care of another brother. I was like, oh, that's nice. But yeah, I'm giving this one solid. No, solid. 8.5. An 8.5. I give it more credit.
We forgot. Yeah, we forgot to. No, we didn't forget to mention that the fact that he created Steven from that scenario. Like, I need to escape, or one of us has to remember the good side of this.
Yeah, and to him, he owes Steven a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, this is actually a good scene.
I think the overall theme for Phase 4 is you all need therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
MCU pain. But yeah, I'll also give us an 8. Like, the CGI from here to there was weak. Villains are weak. Last fight, cop out, I would say. Even though, like, let's see what happens in the future. I'm like, but for now, just being like blackout and you have Arthur, like, knife's edge, like, that's not really satisfying. I want to see how it happens. But yeah, the performances were good, especially from Oscar Isaac. Like, again, watching him, like, wow, you are really one of my favorite actors right now. And him and May Calumet, that's the name of Layla's actress, both standouts and both did excellent jobs. But yeah, I would recommend you guys checking this out. And the next video we'll do will be on the biggest MCU release this month. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I was looking it up. I was trying to check out what Jake Lockley's costume looks like. Nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah. I guess we'll see what they have in store for season 2. Did you see
No.
that Twitter thing where this is the series finale, and then they changed to like, no, this is season 1 finale, because people were like, what do you mean series finale? We're ending
This is it.
Uh,
No, okay. It's either okay. I have two like costumes where Moon Knight has an all black suit but a white cape, and the regular one which is just Mark. So I'm guessing either Jake Lockley has the suit that's all in black, or he doesn't have a suit at all, and he just takes care of motherfuckers just human form,
Damn.
which is really cool.
But yeah, Both 8, 8.5, and 8 for me. And that's been our video on Moon Knight. What do you guys think of it? Comment below, be cool. And you can find us at facebook.com/geeks and degenerates. We act to trailers, stream video games, we stream about our lives. Also, we just upload our first Spotify episode.
Yeah, episode. Yeah, on Spotify. So please check us out on Spotify.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Rate
How'd you
us,
do that?
rate us 5 stars if you want to. It would be appreciated. But please remember, if you like this video and you like us, leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. Individually, you can find me at Yandolphos1995 on IG and Twitter. How about you, my friend?
Oh, you can find me at JomGOM on Instagram. It is my art account.
Alright, please remember to stay safe, wear a mask, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can. Get your booster for fuck's sake ready. And for now, at least for this video, that's the end of it. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.